Well, howdy YouTube. Welcome or welcome back. This is Paul, Attempted Auto. A while ago, I put up a short explaining how I like the auto dimming GM rear view mirrors. And I said that I like to install them in a lot of my vehicles. Well, I haven't put one in since I put that short up. But today, we're putting one in the Business Casual Nova. So follow along. I'll show you how to wire this thing. I'll show you how to make it work, and maybe you'll learn something. I guess we're making a how-to video, guys. Let's get into it. So these mirrors can be had from mostly Chevy trucks, Silverados, Suburbans, things like that. I think they started putting these in around 97 on the old style. And those are pretty popular, pretty good ones to grab. But mostly I like them like the 99 to about 03. They start getting OnStar after that. You can still use them, but the wiring is a little bit different. So this one here, I don't know what it came from. I have probably 5 of these in stock. Like I said, it's probably, you know, an 01, 02 Chevy GMC half-ton pickup. Okay, so the ambient temperature sensors, let me get that mirror out of the way. There's 2 different styles. There's the old style and the newer style. This newer style, make sure if you grab this from the junkyard, you grab it with the bracket. Don't just snap that off. Make sure you get it all. So you could just mount this, you know, wherever it fits nicely. In this car, I'm going to use the old style because I'm going to be able to just put a bolt right through that, through the bumper, and it'll be easy to mount. So these are what you're going to need to junkyard. You're going to need to junkyard the mirror. Make sure you grab its harness, its pigtail. Cut it as much as you can. That way it's hidden. Get you up here. So you could try to get that hidden up into the headliner a little bit. So that's what you're shooting for right there. All right. Now you're going to need a length of, I don't know, I think this is 5 conductor. 1, 2, 3, 5 conductor, number 20, to extend the harness for the mirror. And you're also going to need a couple pieces of signal wire to the sensor. This is also 20 gauge wire. You can go 22. I wouldn't go any smaller. I've tried smaller, and it breaks down. It's not so good. So the obvious tricky part is to fish that wire through the headliner, or however you need to get it around the windshield and down under the dash. Now you'll see that my dash is apart right now, and that's not really necessary for doing this. I was troubleshooting a bunch of dash light bulbs that were not working, and so I figured while I had that out, this would be the easiest time to install the mirror also. The other thing, again, totally unrelated to this video, my dimmer switch doesn't work. I only have low beams. So I'm going to tear this out, and I'm going to fix that later. But with the dash off, I have a pocket right here, which appears to follow the A-pillar. And I think, with my headliner being loose like it is, I think I can maybe fish that wire down the A-pillar into here, and then across and through the mirror. I thought I had another one of these mirror brackets in the trunk, but I don't. So I'm going to take this off and see if there's any way to remove this stem or do something with this. See if it's hollow inside. I'm not sure what this looks like, but I'll try to fish it through and see if I can use this bracket to feed the wires down into the mirror. So I'm going to start with that, because if I can't get this wire in, then I won't be able to do much with this. So it looks like it's just these 3 bolts, and this thing will come out of here. Bolts, 3 screws, and it's out of here. I will probably lose these screws because that would be just about right, huh? 1, oh, that's a long one. 2, wonder if these are actually what came with this car. And 3. Oh, well, it is not hollow. So you can see see, that's not super helpful, and neither is that. So that's kind of tight. That's solid there. All right, I might have to peel this back. Let me set you down, peel this back. We'll take a look underneath there and see if there's anything we can work with. Digging into the corner, I found that this is definitely hollow. Drops right down through this pillar. That's to my dome light, so I can fish a wire to there. The problem is from here to here, that, I don't know what you call it, that front support piece is solid. There's no hollow spot. So I might have to go behind the headliner and just cut a hole in the headliner here and find a way to just sneak it through. As far as the original mirror, what I think I'm gonna do is just cut the center out here. Oop, I got a bug crawling on me. Anyways, I could just cut this center out here and just run that wire through the headliner through here and then down where this shaft is originally. Before I cut my mirror up, I'm gonna fish this wire through the A-pillar, see if I can get it underneath that headliner and drop it out where the mirror is now, and then I'll cut my old mirror apart if I have to. It's a hot day. If I'm sweating like a pig, I apologize. I've got all 4 doors open on this car. It is hot inside of here. Let me snake this through, see if it works, and we'll go from there. And we're through. It's a little uglier than I want. Hopefully I can hide that with the bracket. But we're through. This corner was ripped a little bit. It tucked back together, can't really tell. I will put the mirror in and I'll put the visor in, and that should be good. So the next simple step is to just put the button on the glass where we need it. So we'll fit this where we think it needs to go. Center is easy to find on this one. Find center, find the height we want, which is about here, and stick the button on the windshield, and that should be that. We'll just take the button and we'll we'll drop it. We'll just scuff it a tiny little bit just so that it'll adhere to it a little better. Nothing bad. Then we have a kit somewhere in this car, I hope. There it is. So we'll just follow the directions. You use the cleaner on the glass on the pad, apply some of the glue, hold it in place, and that's about it. The button is on and it is curing. It says to give it at least an hour before you hang the mirror. So let's go over wiring the mirror, because this is the next thing we do. So the clip here, these are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 1, brown wire. That one and wire number 2, which is green with a black tracer right here. Can you see that? These two run to your ambient temperature sensor. Now, oh, did I lose it already? No, I did not. Easy to remember, because your ambient temperature sensor has green with a black tracer and brown. And even the old or the new style, if I can get into this, is green. Oh, actually green with a white tracer, brown with a white tracer, but still green and brown. So either sensor that you grab, you're after a green and a brown. Okay. Next one over, it looks white, it's pink. On this end, it's pink. The one next to that is gray. Pink and gray here, and I've already, the reason this one is scun is because I've already wrung it out, because you're going to need the other one. But wire number 3 and 4, these would go to auto dimming mirrors. If you had mirrors that auto dim, these would tie into those, and again, just like these, you would match the colors. We're not using them in this application. Okay, next wire over is green. That is this one right here. This one goes to I'm moving you all over the place. This green here goes to your backup lights. So if you want your auto dim mirror to be full brightness when you put the car in reverse, you would hook this up to your backup lights. I've only used it one time, and that was because I had a console shift that was easy to get into. If you don't use this wire, then you need to put it with the black, which goes to your chassis ground. Okay, so these two wires will go to the same chassis ground. That leaves your last wire pink. Flip that back over right here on the end, and that goes to a 12-volt power source. Power source that's only on when the vehicle is in accessory, but is running. Okay, present me here interrupting past me to maybe help clarify this a little bit. I drew a picture of the schematic right here. Maybe that'll help. I'll hold it here for a second if you want to screenshot this, write this down, whatever. So you have 7 pins from the clip part. Okay, so if the clip is facing you, then the wiring's the right way. Now I put the color code in here, but I know that at one of these standalone swaps that I did, the colors were different, and I can't remember if it's the auto dimming mirror or if it's adding cruise control to an old vehicle. Yeah, we're gonna do that eventually too, but I'm still working on the LS swap on the Green Disease, and when we get far enough into that, I'll do a video on that too. Okay, anyways, back to this. Pin 1, that's gonna be your positive. Pin 2, that's your negative ground. The pink positive wire, make sure it's only hot in the run position or you're gonna have battery problems. Solid green, this is the reverse override that I was talking about. That is pin 3. If you're not running it to your reverse lights, make sure you've tied it to ground. Okay, the next two, pink and gray, they're not used. They're the auto dim mirror. That's pin 5 and 6. I'm sorry, that's pin 4 and 5. Pin 5 and pin 6 and 7. Boy, I'm really straightening this out, huh? Keeping you from being confused. 6 and 7, they go to your ambient temperature sensor. On mine, they were brown and green with a black tracer. Like I said, I can't remember which standalone I did that these colors actually didn't match. However, these positionings are exactly the same. So, screenshot it, write it down, whatever. I've been on it for a while. So, we'll go back to the regular video in 3, 2, 1. It's that simple. These two out of the way, these two together, these two to the sensor, that one hot. Now, when you're installing this, some people just can't fight the urge to power their mirror up and hook these up without this sensor. Don't do it. Without the resistance through that sensor, you'll cook your display, okay? So wire it up completely, get your sensor wired in, then test it out, okay? So that's it. These are the 5 wires we need, and lucky for us, there's 5 wires in this cluster. Now they're different color, so you're gonna have to remember, I mean, get whatever you need for wire, but if you buy this, just remember which wire you've tied to what when it comes to the other end. So I don't need nearly this much. I can cut this way back. So this pigtail should get me into the ceiling, or into the headliner. So I should be able to hide all of my ugliness up here. And that's what I'm going to try to do. So I am going to shut the camera off, wire these up to the colors that I pick. That's close enough to remember out here. We'll get the ambient we will get the ambient temperature sensor hooked up on the front and get those wires fed in, and then we'll tie everything together. Kind of messy, but it'll work. So these are all stuck together. I like to use those low temperature soldering things you can buy on Amazon for pretty cheap. They work pretty well. So I cut this off so that it can be behind the dash here, and I've skun it back a little bit. See if I can point you in a... All right, and I've skun it back a little bit. So green and yellow are going to go to the temperature sensor. Green is staying green, yellow is brown. Black is ground, red is power, orange and white, these two can get cut away. So here's what we have. Now I think because of how thin these are, I think what I'm going to do for power and ground is just jump to a larger size. We will put them together. I'll put an eyelet on the ground, and I'll just run a self-tapper into something metal behind the dash, and that'll be the ground. The hot I will run over and tie to the hot on the gauges, because that is keyed power, and that'll work just fine. I could just loop that back around. It's already fused to, I can't remember, light, maybe a 4 or a 7, so it'll be perfect for that. So I'll tie that in, and then we will run out and get the sensor hooked up. Ends are all soldered. Hopefully you can see where I'm at. I think if I point this just like that, no, that'll work. If I point it just like that, that'll be good. I'm gonna put a little bit of Loctite on this. Oops, if I can get my hand in there. So dropping that through first, maybe like that, and like that. Oops, I'm backwards. Like that. I need 2 more fingers. On. Just like that. Let me put a dot of Loctite on that thing. I'm gonna have to take it apart to put Loctite on it. I was hoping not to do that. Oh, there we go. Yeah. It's working out well for me. Working out well. There, that's a lot. That should hold it. Alright, try this again. I have broken glass here. I wonder where that came from. Okay. Wrench on the inside. Ta-da. Oh, still touching. Bugger. There we go. All right. Now it's not touching. Now to route that wire. Okay, wires are inside. They're right here. Now, if you're following, if you remember, green was green. Green was green. Yellow was brown. So yellow staying yellow, and the green is white. Why not? Let me get these soldered up, get the mirror hung, get the dash put back together, find a source of power, and it should be ready to test. I'll bring you back when it is. Well, the dash is back together. It fought me for a little while. That button has been way over an hour now, so hopefully, drop that on. Let's see if I can plug this in. Just one hand. perhaps. Oh, I think that's in. All right, that should be in. Put you where you need to be, which is right there. I think I have. Well, you were staring right at the sun. This is going to be some terrible video. Tighten that up a little bit just to hold it. All right. Are you good? Now, again, with that sun right in it, turn her on. Look at that. And it is 89 degrees in the sun. Nice. Go to compass. Pointed north. Typically you have to drive this a little bit before it figures life out. Go back to temperature. So let's fire this thing up, take her for a little bit of spin. I gotta close all the doors, and we'll see if that drops to a normal temperature once we get rolling. I think at the house it said it was 76 degrees. So it could be a couple degrees off, or it could just be a couple degrees warmer that close to the tar. But either way, it's pretty accurate. As far as the compass, push that button. I'm not headed north. Well, I guess I'm headed northwest. But I'm going around a corner here, and it's still telling me north. Now, I remember the last time I put one of these in, it did take a little bit, I don't know, of calibration. It eventually figured itself out. Oh, it was northwest for a second. It eventually figured itself out, the other one. So I'll see if this one does too. But mostly I want the auto dark feature, and I want to be able to tell the temperature outside. So I'm gonna go for a little rip. I'll come back and we'll see if it's figured out the compass yet. Also, if you were wondering, Carb Cheater is still cheating the carbs just fine. Doing very well. Still very happy with that unit. Also, the regular speedometer, which if you remember broke on me at 50,000 miles, I got it all cleaned up, oiled up, lubed up, and now it's rock steady. It's not bouncing all over the place. And the odometer is doing its thing. And if you look, we're doing 50 according to that. We're doing 54 according to that. It's pretty close. So a whole bunch of wins with this car. Now I just got to get the front end aligned, and she should be pretty good. Well, now it's reading what it's supposed to. And if I go to temperature, 78 still. I think I'm going to declare victory, fellas. So I hope you learned something. I hope it wasn't too intimidating. And I hope that if you want to try this, I've given you enough information to get it done for yourself. So go ahead and put an auto dimming mirror in whatever car you're running. Guys, thanks a whole bunch for watching. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, leave me a comment, share it with a friend. I'm trying, man. Thanks a lot, and I will see you the next time. Till then, bye.